If you run a service-based business, you know there's a lot of obstacles and challenges that as an entrepreneur you need to face. And today I want to make sure you're not making three of the biggest mistakes I see when it comes to service-based businesses that can totally demolish your client acquisition and are probably sabotaging your profits. So over the years, I've had the privilege of coaching and training thousands of service-based entrepreneurs through our programs and our workshops and our courses. And I find that there's three really overarching mistakes that a lot of service providers make that are really deterring them from closing clients, making sure that they're working with amazing people that they love and really value their service. And number three, totally undercutting their profits and not allowing them to scale up their service. So today I want to share those three mistakes with you, and let's get started, dive right in. But hey, if we're meeting for the first time, I'm Kimberly Jimenez. I'm the founder of the Business Lounge and also a digital marketing strategist. And we share in this channel awesome tips and resources to help you grow, launch, or even scale your online business. So if you want to hear more about that, definitely check out the description box below. There's tons of links and resources, as well as subscribe to the channel if you never want to miss out another one of these videos. So mistake number one that I see a lot of service providers make really is thinking that you can build it and they will come. And that is the biggest mistake that as entrepreneurs, we all tend to make, right? Especially when you're in the service-based industry, it can feel like maybe you're putting out content, maybe you're trying to be active on social media, but you're not really closing clients, or the leads that are coming to you are not high quality, so they're not the right fit, and they might think that you're overcharging or your pricing is not making sense to them. So regardless of those challenges, there's one really important thing that you need to do as a service-based business owner, and that is make sure that you are being overly generous with your know-how. This is something that I kind of instinctively did when I started my first service-based business, and it was just something that I was emulating from other people that I saw in the industry. I didn't really understand how this was going to grow my business, but in hindsight, right, I quickly started to realize, oh my gosh, by just sharing your know-how, by just sharing your knowledge, you can really showcase your expertise. At the end of the day, when it comes to marketing yourself online as a service provider, clients want to make sure that you are the right fit. So I don't want to have to pay for a consultation. I don't want to have to come into your office. I don't want to have to go through the process of, hearing your pitch before I know that you are legit and you're the real deal. So if I'm hiring someone either to outsource in my company or I want to hire someone on behalf of a client, I always look for people who are already sharing their expertise and their knowledge online. And so this has to be something that you have to be very strategic about. A lot of times service-based business owners tell me like, oh my gosh, I feel like if I give people all this information and all this knowledge, they're just going to go and do it themselves. And sure, there's going to be people that are going to do that, but there's a lot of people out there, a lot of both, if you're B2C or if you're B2B, those people are not necessarily willing to implement that on their own terms, right? Like they need coaching and accountability, and they need that extra level of expertise that you can give so that you can create customized solutions for them. And then B, if you're working for, business owners, most people are really busy. They don't want to have to implement it themselves, right? They want someone to go and do it for them. They want the best person. They want to make sure you're qualified and can get in and out. They don't have to worry about it. So you need to reframe your mindset and stop coming at it from a mindset of scarcity and thinking that people are just gonna take your know-how and implement it themselves. Really, usually what happens is the total opposite. People actually trust you, they believe in you, they see your expertise, and they wanna work with you. So please share your know-how, your knowledge unapologetically. And if you wanna learn more about this, I have another video that we released in this series for service-based business owners all about how to find your first few clients. So there's 3 client acquisition strategies that you need to be implementing in your business. So I'll link that video below as well as in the description box. Mistake number 2 is getting totally stuck in the feast or famine cycle. And if you've been in business for a while, you know what I'm talking about. maybe you have a ton of leads a few months in, and then you're super slammed with work, you're totally busy, and you completely forget to pitch clients and build relationships. And then your projects end and you realize, oh my gosh, I have 0 clients for quarter 2. So it's really, really important that as a service provider, you get outside of that feast and famine cycle, those ups and downs, so you have consistent recurring revenue. So you're making profits month in and month out. And the way that you get out of that cycle is twofold. So number one, you want to make sure that, like I mentioned in the previous tip, you are consistently sharing your knowledge, right? You're making sure that you're being very vocal about your services, you're giving examples and case studies, you're sharing your expertise consistently. That's how in the long term you build tons of trust, and you of course make sure that you are attracting clients to you, so you're not constantly pitching. But the second step is equally as important, and it really stands for ABM, right? Always be marketing. And it's really important no matter what type of business you run, whether it's service or you have an online business or you sell products, you always need to be marketing. And this is a very common mistake I see all the time. So what are some non-negotiables in your business? As service providers, we tend to get so fully focused on servicing clients that we forget that our number one client is our business, and we need to put our business number one. So make sure that you set a non-negotiable marketing schedule. You need to have a marketing strategy that really helps your customers, really convince them that you're the right person and attract new leads and close new clients. Always be marketing. If you want to learn more about how to create an awesome content marketing plan, I have another episode that you should definitely check out, as well as a template that would be really useful. But regardless or not, you need to set up a non-negotiable marketing strategy, and that might look like, putting out your content every single week, whether it's on a blog, YouTube channel, Facebook Live, making sure that perhaps you're staying super consistent with your social media, make sure that you send your newsletter every month to your email subscribers, ensuring that you're building lead magnets and you're creating, right, those opportunities for people to reach out, opt in, learn more about you. Maybe it means putting out a workshop or a webinar every quarter, or perhaps it means showing up in networking events, being active on Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, or wherever else you get leads. And then mistake number 3 is really not shaping your sales message to what your clients need. If you're having sales conversations and you're noticing that you're just not closing clients, you're not really, kind of taking them through that journey, and they're not saying yes, whether it's because of pricing objections or because, they just don't feel like it's the right time for them, you got to really dig in and figure out at which point in your sales message you're losing people. So the first thing that I would look at is, do you have the right lead, right? Are you pitching to clients who absolutely understand the value of your service and are ready to take that action? Or are you just kind of catering to people who are a little bit too beginner or not yet really understand or not sold on the idea that they have a problem and you have the solution to that problem? So kind of look at different areas in your marketing message where you might be going wrong or you might be losing your potential clients, and make changes. Experiment. One of the things that I find really, really helpful is customizing my sales message to each individual client, what their needs are. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I have individual proposals for everybody, although that's really important. You want to make sure that you're asking a lot of questions, really digging deep into what are their real pain points, their challenges, what are their goals, and then make sure that your service and your solution aligns with that goal. And you do that in a very organic way, just by being genuinely interested, building trust in those conversations or those interactions that you're having with clients, and making sure that you're not missing the mark when it comes to what their specific problem is. So I'll give you a quick kind of reference point. Every single week, my inbox is just completely obliterated with tons of different cold pitches from different companies, whether it's software or services. And I'm not opposed to cold pitching, but the reality is 99% of those emails don't get opened or even responded to because my team, A, can't keep up, B, they're completely, there are services that we don't we don't even understand how they're related to our industry and have nothing to do with what we're looking for. So you want to make sure that if you are pitching a client cold or you're introducing yourself, you at least have a service that they could use, right? All the time I'm getting pitches about software to improve our SKUs, but we don't sell physical products, or services that claim to help us build recurring revenue when I already have a recurring revenue business model. So you want to make sure that there is a good fit there. For the past couple months, we've been coaching my younger brother really closely to help him just crush it with his web design business. And one of the things that kept coming up for him was, hey, I'm having a really hard time closing clients. I don't really know why. It's really challenging. And so Chris and I had a brainstorming session, kind of just broke down his entire sales process. And we had mock conversations of how he was presenting his sales message. And we realized it wasn't the presentation of his sales message, it really was the clients he's targeting are not ready to purchase a high-end web design package. They're just getting started, they're pre-revenue. And so he didn't have a sales message issue, he had a lead qualification issue. So it's really important, again, to kind of go through that process and make sure that you are meeting your clients where they're at, instead of just throwing things, at the wall and expecting to see some things stick. You want to cater that to their individual needs as much as you can. And I know I've said that several times, but it's so important. It totally bears repeating. All right, so there are the 3 top mistakes I see service business owners make all the time, especially online. So if they were helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And hey, don't forget that you totally need to sign up for our early bird list. Our brand new course, Savvy Online Selling, is coming out specifically for service providers. It's something you guys have been asking for such a long time. And we're not just giving you first dibs on the course, we're also giving you exclusive resources, plus amazing deals that you can only get if you sign up to that early bird list. We're actually not going to be promoting this publicly until much later this year, and I'm really excited to make that available to you. Right now, it's something that we've poured our heart and soul into. My team and I have been researching for months, making sure that we're bringing case studies and adding really practicable step-by-step strategies so that you can go from launching a service-based business to scaling it as quickly as possible. We're talking about, client acquisition strategies, deep diving into how to build your portfolio, how to have sales conversations, how to make sure that you are creating a service that's 100% validated, how to create packages and pricing and all that fun stuff. So definitely check that out. I'm going to link a early bird sign up link below, and we will send you all the details right away. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed. And hey, do me a quick favor. I would love you forever if you would share this with a friend, maybe even tag them in the comment section below, and let them know that, hey, we get it. It's hard to run a service-based business, but there are resources out there that you can totally leverage, like this channel, that will support you at every step of the way. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.